Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, this is that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. We do lots of funny memes, and it's a bit like comedians playing show and tell. But first, I do depressing news. So it's been a big freaking week, as always. There's still considerable damage in Puerto Rico since Hurricane Fiona hit. 100,000 people without power. Nobody's really talking about it, because they're just like a colony. Meanwhile, there's all kinds of heat coming on in the Ukraine war with Putin, and there's lots of talk about nuclear weapons because the media loves to get freaked out about that. And I wasn't really worried about it until Biden said Putin totally miscalculated by invading Ukraine, but is, quote, a rational actor. That scares the crap out of me because Joe is always wrong. Remember when he thought the Republicans were going to vote for his infrastructure bill?
Yeah, right.
You think Putin's a rational actor? Anyway, it was Putin's birthday since we last had this. And for his birthday, the Ukraine blew up his favorite bridge. There were lots of Ukrainian memes about it, too. It was some funny bridge blowing up stuff. Velma, Scooby-Doo fans were ecstatic that Velma is finally being outright portrayed as a lesbian. Quote, I never thought I'd live to see the day when Velma is very clearly having gay thoughts on screen. So she's going to be a lesbian in Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. And the left loved it and the right exploded with concern about Velma. I mean, come on, I love her too, but whatever. No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen passed along this little summary. Biden youth outreach, canceling student debt, pardoning marijuana possession. And that is he did pardon approximately 6,500 federal people convicted of simple marijuana possession. So, not nothing, but 6,500 in a country of 350 million is, okay. Anyway, and also defending abortion rights. So that's what Biden's youth outreach is doing. Meanwhile, the Republican youth outreach suing to stop student relief, attacking Biden for extremely popular marijuana reform, forcing rape victims to give birth to their rapist babies. It's like, it's such a stunning contrast. It really is.
No shit.
Here's a fun one. This is a take from Business Week. Even after $100 billion, self-driving cars are going nowhere. It's supposed to be the future, but prominent detractors, including one of the pioneers of the industry, are saying the losses just keep getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, they can't park. In stupid Watergate news, there was a breaking story that Trump personally packed the documents that were taken at Mar-a-Lago, and he kept hundreds more until the FBI seized them. And I feel that there's every reason to believe that there are more documents in more boxes packed elsewhere. He tried to blame the GSA for packing the boxes, and they released all the receipts and said, oh, no, we did not pack these boxes. You packed these boxes. So that was pretty stunning. Also had quite a few losses. We had the deaths of Angela Lansbury just today, Loretta Lynn, and Julie Tenuta, godmother of alternative comedy. So paying
and accordions.
And accordions. I looked for an animal story, but I'll tell you what, the only heartwarming animal story, I didn't find one. I found that Dr. Oz killed 300 dogs and puppies and bunnies. And Fetterman is now running on a campaign of let's keep puppy killers out of Congress. And I'm good with that. That is the closest to a heartwarming animal closing story that I got today. And I'm really sorry. That was the news for October 11th, 2022. And now over to Michael for a nice long round one.
Round one.
And I'm Michael Bune, bringing the nice long round one, starting with President Biden, who, of course, federally expunged the federal records of anybody with simple possession for marijuana. He is Dank Brandon. And this is like, they took the picture of Dark Brandon, and instead of making it dark, they made it like lime green, and he's smoking a joint. And I gotta say, listen, he also told the Justice Department to review marijuana, which made the case that it should not be in the same classification as fucking heroin and a higher classification than fentanyl. This is the exact point that Dank Brandon made. I think it's really like, I think we actually have to sit here for a second, and we have to admit that a politician did a good thing. I know.
He did a good thing.
I know. I don't listen, folks.
It
I don't
burns.
Like
it
but
burns.
it's true. And it is because we have a journalistic integrity here. I don't know. A lot of people don't think of us as journalists, and those people would be technically right. But yeah, just to say it, listen, President Biden, who is trying to be a friend of the show, he is not yet.
Nope.
He did a good thing.
He
Moving
did a
on.
couple. He did a couple.
Blink 182 has gotten back together. Here is a meme. It just says Blink 182. And then it's, of course, at first glance, the three members of Blink 182, except when you just look at it for any amount of time at all, you realize that this is a very young Chandler, Ross, and Joey from the show Friends. Sorry. I posted this, and all I wrote was, "They're back." All right, moving on. Salad Days has a picture of a cake and a plate and some strawberries and birthday candles in the cake, and then someone's cut a slice out of the cake, like it looks like, I mean, I don't know, it's a tall cake, and then you see inside that it's checkered chocolate and vanilla cake, and it says, "Throwing a gender reveal with this cake to announce my child is ska." It's so fucking stupid. This was sent to me by my lawyer and friend of the show. It just says, "Don't be afraid to try new things. Like being a good person, you're kind of awful." This was sent to me today by my lawyer, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
This one is this is actually a contribution this week from my daughter.
Oh.
And it says, "Referee, no blows below the belt. Me." And there's a picture of an anime character who is wearing an outfit where their belt is literally right beneath their eyes.
Awesome.
No blows below the belt. Don't hit me. This is for our listeners. This is a picture of Best Genist from My Hero Academia. Here's a joke. This is a picture of Doug Stanhope, and comedians love these memes now, where they just have a picture of themselves holding a microphone and then a joke written out next to them. Look, I think about this format often. I think that my whole life could have been different if I had known about this format just a brief, 10 years ago. But whatever. Doug Stanhope says, "Did you ever drink so much of a certain type of alcohol that you get so sick that you can never drink the same kind of alcohol again? I've decided that's how I'm going to quit drinking. One at a time." Mr. Doug Stanhope. Nice. Friend of the show. Doug Stanhope, actually, dear friend of the show.
Dear.
Love you, Doug. Cannot wait to see you again. Tell us when you're coming back in town. Hubert Scat, friend of the show, Hubert Scat says, "Inadvertently just signed off of a work email. Should you have any questions, please don't. Hesitate to ask. Period." I'm sticking with it. My favorite is hesitate to ask. Hey guys, that is a real. Oh yeah, we almost forgot to mention that yesterday was Fuck Christopher Columbus Day. There's a picture of a I think Indigenous woman. I almost said First Nation, but I think First Nation usually implies that they're currently residing in what we call Canada. But yeah, a Native woman. She's just smiling real sweetly, and she's raising the middle finger, and it says at the bottom, "Fuck Christopher Columbus." Tim Ferriss wants us to know this is very effective copy. Very effective copy here. And you see it's a picture of a sign, and the sign says, danger. Not only will this kill you, it will hurt the whole time you're dying.
Love this.
That is I would not fucking touch whatever. If that had that sign on it, I'm out. Sophie Burschbau says, my friend just accurately described the Myers-Briggs test as, quote, astrology for coworkers, end quote. And
love this. Where do I click on this to like it?
Yeah, no shit. That is spot on. Quality tweet. Somebody commented, or somebody posted, I accidentally bought a $100,000 couch on Instagram. They wrote this on Instagram. I accidentally bought a $1,000 couch, and the first reply is, that's what you get for having $100,000. Oh, and Pink on September 13th, 2009, Pink tweeted, Kanye West is the biggest piece of shit on earth. Woke me. So Josh Gad, friend of the show, Josh Gad, retweets her today or yesterday and wrote, 13 years later, it's aged like the finest of wines. Love you, Pink. Because, of course, not only did this week Kanye West wore a shirt that said White Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I think it's like his brand now.
And he appeared with Candace Owens, who is horrible, by the way.
Right. Then he said on Twitter this week, I'm too tired to elaborate tonight, but tomorrow I'm coming after the Jews. We've been letting y'all get away for too much for too long, or something like that.
First, he got into it with Puff Daddy or Puff or what, I don't even know. But he said,
I think it's the artist formerly known as the symbol of P. Diddy Daddy. This is official.
Anyway, he basically responded to him saying that, like, he hated him and the Jews who were mind controlling him to say the things.
Yeah.
And then it ramped up into this thing, and it was like, dude, I know nothing about Kanye, and this invaded my mental space.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it was I saw something. I saw a tweet that I wish I could credit this to or cite the right comic, but it said Kanye could have written Mein Kampf, but there's no way Hitler could have written Graduation. Which is like weirdly a slam on both of them, so I'm here for it. But all right, moving on. Fuck Kanye and Christopher Columbus. This says 6 habits of happy people. And I thought we would share. It's not going to be a recurring segment on the show, but I thought just for today we could do this one moment of self-care. 6 habits of happy people. Here they go. First one, focusing on appearances. Actually, one of the okay, kind of weird, but second one, distracting with empty flirtation. That's a habit of happy people. The third one is staying so busy they can't feel anything at all. So, number 4, moving in with someone they've just met. And then it says repeats as needed. Number 5 is laughing at the expense of others to feel better about themselves. That's a habit of happy people. And the final one is refusing to hear anything that may disrupt their carefully constructed worldview. So if you want to be happy, then just be horrible. 2 more memes for this round. Both of these are about being an Aquarius. It says Aquarians in a meme. And it says, this is from It's Moody as Fuck. It says, I'm not as mean as I could be. And I want people to be more grateful for that. I do feel that way. And lastly, it says someone, how toxic are you? Aquarius. And this is an actual screen grab from a text conversation. The first person says, love you. And the Aquarius responds, where's the I? And it has this suspicious look. And that's all I have for round 1.
Round 1, I thought that was most excellent as a round 1. And I would like to apologize to our guest co-host, Kristen, because Michael and I have been doing this so long, I forgot we should probably do an introduction at the beginning of the goddamn show.
Yeah, we probably should. Sorry.
You know what I mean?
And this week we have Kristen joining us.
Yes.
Yay.
Facebook for the
That was
Blind, a
pretty sweet.
show for the visually and Facebook impaired with my co-hosts.
You're supposed when you introduce you, you're supposed to say your name. You're so
Oh,
bad.
okay. Me? Okay. Hi, Kristen.
No, not you, Eric.
I'm
Eric was
like,
supposed to say your
Right.
name.
I'm like,
No,
I'm
Eric.
not supposed to say anything, right?
Do I
Listen,
introduce all three of us? This is going to require editing. That's fine. I'm up
You
for
do
it.
this all the
I
time.
think you should just definitely say we're the same old schlubs as always, and this week is less terrible because we have a great co-host.
That's it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind with our special guest, Michael Labune, and making the show a lot less terrible, Kristen.
Welcome.
Right, we'll take that
Fantastic.
out. Ooh, yeah, throw in some crowd noise. Sure, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is trippy.
Yay! Welcome to the show, Kristen.
It's trippy. You should just jump in and introduce the show 4 or 5 times throughout the night. Like just whenever it's your turn. Because everybody who does this show or listens to this show is on way too many drugs to think it's so confusing.
Kristen, do you want
What's
your
the
full?
guy's-
Do you want your full
what's the
name
guy's
on
name?
that? I didn't actually check with you.
Yeah,
about
you can put my full name.
it. All right.
Do it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight to make the show a lot less terrible, it's Kristen Yanakis.
Yay.
Fanfare! Fanfare!
All right, is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Give us
Oh,
your
bye.
nicest, longest round one.
By the way, I'll try. I'll try my best. By the way, if Christopher Columbus were alive today, Kanye would be his biggest supporter.
Isn't that the
I want to
truth?
say this: you killed on stage with that, and I love
Right.
it.
Yeah, I had jokes about it yesterday.
Very good.
All right, am I screen sharing now? Am I doing
You are
it?
indeed.
Okay, hang on. All right, so this first one, it's a picture of like 3 black cats around a Ouija board. It's all, all fun and witchy. And it says, when you're dead, but your cats still want to meow at you for food at 3 a.m.
That's awesome.
This one, it's a picture of an ice cream top. It says, made to be licked, topped, and loved. And then it's captioned, me too, ice cream, me too.
I want to point out that's Jenny's ice cream, which is the best ice cream I've ever had.
I've never
Weird.
had it.
I just saw my
Yeah.
first ad for it last night. That's very strange. Who's being affecting the algorithm here?
Right, they're invading the internet. At Elizabeth May says, so many post-apocalyptic stories about a man and his dog, but what about, hear me out, a woman and her army of cats?
Dude, cyber augmented cats. I would watch that movie.
Right, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
This one is a picture of a couple outside of a Culver's. Guy's down on one knee. You can see in the background, it says, April, will you marry me? Love, RJ. And it's captioned, Midwest love story.
God, that's depressing.
It's got to be in Wisconsin too. Is that a Green Bay Packer uniform or
Yeah, it does.
a jersey?
Yeah,
I was
that's-
like, what is that shirt? The jersey.
Definitely Wisconsin.
Right. This one, it's Jesus and his executive suite with some, CEO types. They're all shaking hands, and it says, Jesus stealing to have his book in the bedside drawer.
That is a fucking weird picture.
I know. This one's I think this is my last one for this round. It's a picture of a brain, and it says, I don't need to go to a haunted house. I hang out with this motherfucker every day. Same. All right. Back to
I
you
agree with that.
guys.
My brain is infinitely worse.
Right.
All right. Okay, rounding out round one, the ostensibly wholesome round, a trademark, patented, registered, copyrighted feature of the Facebook for the Blind program, brought to you by Stalling for Time. Stalling for Time, technically where I spend most of my time. Fuck. Is this? I don't think this is working right. Here we go. All right. God damn it. All right. Wholesome round. I just want to draw your attention to one of my favorite comedians who goes online at Instagram at Franny Fio, Francesca Fiorentini from San Francisco, and the other co-parent or whatever they call them out in the Bay Area. I believe Jeremy Lee. I could be wrong. They want to welcome to the world Karina. So they just had a little baby. That's gonna be a funny kid. I'll just tell you that. That's just gonna be. You guys know Francesca Fiorentini?
Huh.
Okay. All right. I got all kinds of comedians to introduce you to. Also, friend of the show, Brain Ramos. I watched Brain kill it the other night on Zoom. It was tremendous. It was absolutely fantastic. I gotta tell you this part too, man. He started relaying stories to the host of the show, and he told me about this. He'd had to log into the Zoom show under assumed names to get into the room because he was blocked by Javi. He gets on there to do a set on that open mic I've been telling you about that pays like $112, and he gets on there and he goes, "What I want to say is I want to tell you a story about how Javi blocked me." Javi starts going, "All right, well, I don't know if this is, I don't know if the audience is going to be," and it's like, "Just let him talk. Let him talk." Anyway, Brain slayed it. It was some of the funniest stuff I ever saw. And he just posted tonight, a friend of the show, Brain Ramos, out there in the Bay Area, did his first 7 minutes, only the 9th time he's attempted to stand up in front of people. And I tell you what, I was stunned. I was so stunned. He killed it. And I voted for him in the contest because I couldn't get on the bill. And it was just it was truly amazing. I was like, I especially like the part where he made the host really anxious. All right, moving on. Wholesome round here. The other 98% posted this lovely picture of crinkle crankle walls. They're like curvy serpentine walls that extend off in the distance. I looked it up. There's some in Egypt in a 3,000-year-old excavation that they have just dug up in the city of Aten, and they're mostly found in Britain. And what's interesting about this is these serpentine walls, these crinkle crankle walls, use fewer bricks than straight ones, which need at least 2 layers of bricks for strength. This is just a single layer of brick, but in the arch support is provided by the curves. He says, I like them because they teach that a straight line is not always the best model, true for poetry and us all. I know, it's so wholesome. Moving on. Sometimes friend of the show, Stephanie, says, this makes me cock my head. It's a 2-panel image of a man at the airport with his luggage. And the stewardess says, I'm sorry, it looks like your baggage is too heavy for the plane. You'll have to remove some items and put them into your carry-on, which is going on the same plane. I liked it. Moving on.
Go back to that. Go back to that.
Yes, sir.
I did not read Stephanie's comment right at all.
Oh. Did you get caught up on cock? Did you, instead of seeing a cocking of the head, did you see a heading of a cock? Is that what you're telling me?
She wrote, this always makes me cock my head. Now read it, Eric, I want you to read it, but in a British accent.
This always makes me cock my head.
And see how it makes it sound like his head is his cock and his cock is his head? This always makes me cock my head.
It's almost as if the blowjob jokes write themselves. Almost.
I was like, wait a second. I don't understand what she's trying to say at all.
The ostensibly wholesome round, ladies and gentlemen, of Facebook for the Blind for October 11th, 2022. This is from conservatives making shit up and then getting mad about it. A group that I don't know if I can recommend following them because there's just too much. It's every day. But this one, I just thought I specifically got this one for Michael, you and TD. because I know you like the heroes, and it's a Batman, and I believe that's a I don't know. Kristen, help me out here. A Coco Chanel pattern. I don't know. It's a
Yeah, I think that's more like Louis
Versace,
Vuitton, maybe
Louis Vuitton, right?
like that monogram.
It's a pattern I've seen on purses. That's how much I know.
Yeah,
But it's on Batman, and it's very shiny,
maybe Gucci.
very vinyl. Maybe Gucci. Yeah, good point. And he's carrying
a
purse.
Birkin.
Yeah, and
It's a Birkin bag.
and the belt is bright gold. So Batman looks very different, and it says the year is 2050. Batman was too problematic. Their name is now Bat Person. Has a hashtag BLM bumper sticker on the Batmobile. Provides a safe space for others. Refers to women as birthing persons. No butler. I
Listen, I want to say something here. As the comic book expert on the show,
Indeed.
allow me to say a couple of things about this. First of all, I fucking love this Bat Person. Number one. Number two, whatever transphobe made this meme does not even understand what birthing persons or birthing people means. It's not, you wouldn't call women birthing persons. You would call people who give birth birthing persons. Some of those would be women. Like a lot of them would be women. Some of them wouldn't be. The other thing about this is that whatever model is wearing this fucking Louis Vuitton bat suit, is it a toy? Maybe, whatever it is, they gave this person a really, really beautiful face with some very supple lips. If God gave that to a human being, or if some fucking ridiculous like meme factory gave it to this virtual image, I don't care. All I want to say is I'm fucking here for it. Make a comic book and I'll subscribe.
I brought it for you. Mike. All right, moving on. Halfway through round one. Friend of the show, George Cruikshank, posted this. What is that? 6 panels? I got a 4 panel here, and it says to a man and a woman talking, and the man says, "What's the most American movie ever made?" The woman says, "That's easy. Ghostbusters." People discover that there's life beyond the pale of death, so they start a small business and cash in. Most of that film is about buying an office, getting better clientele, fighting government regulators, and increasing your workforce. This is a film where the afterlife is proven to be real. There's an entire scene devoted to salary negotiation. I guess you never realize how weird culture is while you're inside it. What's the most American book? Moby Dick. Violent man has a confusing revenge fantasy against a cheap source of oil. Holy crap. Ghostbusters. Damn, that's what I'm at. I was impressed. This next one's from friend of the show, Natasha Muse. Natasha, thank you so much for the cookies. They were delicious. She says, today on National Coming Out Day, I'd like everyone to know that I'm actually cake. And friend of the show, Dre, says, fucking knew it. Chat Optic says, progressive AF. Is it cake?
Awesome.
Yes, I loved it. Occupy Democrats repost this from Tribal. Flex Ghost at Flex Ghost 1 says, "Dear angry, preachy, judgy, butthurt conservative men who can't find a woman willing to date you, the free market has spoken." Directed at the silly dating site. What was it? The Right Stuff that just tragically died as a sausage fest. So funny. All right, getting on to friend of the show, Mike Kaplan. Mike, hope your tour in New York is going well. He says, libraries are awesome. Did you know you can get books for free there? There should be libraries for other things too, like clothing or food or everything. And a whole lot of comments on this one. Kristen commented, 277 others. I said, I once read that the average drill purchased in the United States of America is thrown away after 8 minutes of use in its lifetime. Instead of everyone owning a crappy drill that they only use for 8 minutes as a community, we could all own some great drills. Just check them out from the library when we needed them. You could apply the same principle to any household appliance, like a lawnmower, a camera, weed whacker. And people were like saying, wow, I never thought of that and stuff. And I was like, yeah, we librarians tend to keep it kind of quiet so we don't get defunded for being socialist.
Right, when you're very, very socialist. That's what a library is. Yeah.
Shh, don't let them know. And lastly, for the wholesome round, Girls Meet the Internet. If you're not following Girls Meet the Internet, you're like me before I started, because this is great. They reposted, follow me on Instagram at @OhNoShells, who says, one of my favorite things about being a millennial is how our weddings will start with a beautiful ceremony celebrating love, and we'll end with everybody on the dance floor singing about sweat dripping down our balls and yelling, skeet, skeet, in front of grandma.
Oh, ski, motherfucker.
That was round one, the wholesome round. What's the worst sponsor we could get for that segment?
The wholesome round.
Wholesome round, brought to
You by Trojan.
you by the Methodist Church.
This is kicking off round 2 here. This is a throwback to Kristen's, and it just says, "Scam alert, important. The cat has already been fed."
Yeah.
This is a picture. It looks like a bumper sticker, and I don't know how to describe the thing on the left. It's like a
Grey's
nervous
Anatomy.
system. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a transparent
kind of-
man.
with like a ring of fire around him, and he has an aura. And it says, "To fuck around is human, to find out is divine."
Right.
Metamorphoses, I'm not going to spell that, says, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned in all the most intricate, exquisite, and aesthetically pleasing ways I was capable of." That does not sound like somebody who's sorry. This is an old picture of like a priest talking to some native people, and the priest has his arms extended, and he says, "Without us, you'd still be worshiping the sun." And one of the native people says, "Dude, the sun is real."
Michael, I want to take 1 second to tell you that you find all the memes that I love and post them, and like I just see them and laugh at them. Thank you.
This one I have to give credit where credit is due to indigenous shit posting. Friend of the show, we absolutely love you, and yeah, thanks for keeping us honest. The hard times. It's a picture of a man and a woman standing in a corn maze, and the woman has her arms folded and she's looking off into the distance, and the man has his hands on his forehead and he looks like he has a headache. And it says, "Local corn maze causes record 57 breakups in one season." Here's a picture of Saddam Hussein, but for some reason in front of his face it says, "Being horny is a feminine trait. Why are you, as a man, thinking of boobs? You should be thinking of war." It says 2 p.m. Gonna save the other half of this sandwich for later. 2:06 p.m. Time to finish that sandwich. Jet Vanderlei, he wants us to know that he's had enough of the body keeping the score. Please just announce a winner. Kristen Arnett. Congratulations to Kristen Arnett. She says, "Please congratulate me on my new position. It is the fetal position. I will be in it for a while." Congratulations. Great.
Nice.
Embodied Astrology has a picture. This is from a movie, but I don't know what it's from. And she's making air quotes, and it just says, "How am I?" I've had days like that. I don't know what I've really looked for what this monster is from. He looks like a off-brand Juggernaut.
Yeah. It looks very He-Man, She-Ra, back 80s cartoonish. Yeah, but I like what you say there. Yeah. Juggernaut if you got him at the dollar store.
Right. Anyway, in impact font in front of him, it just says, "I don't like people who take drugs." Then at the bottom it says, "For example, airport security. Friend of the show, LL Cool tweet says, I made my bed and found a half-eaten stick of butter in it. When I asked my child if she put anything in mommy's bed, she said, I did not put butter in it. The mystery continues. More at 11. Adrienne Marie Brown, friend of the show, Adrienne Marie Brown. We love what you've done with the place. We love your channel. Please keep the content coming. We miss you. Call us soon. It's a picture of some cavemen, and one of them is it looks like smoking or no, definitely snorting. One of them, because only now, let me zoom in. Only now do I see, yeah, I think that's supposed to be a dollar bill. One of the cavemen is snorting something on a plate, and it says, shout out to all the early humans that died trying to figure out which plants would get us high.
Hell yeah, dude. I've read the numbers on that. It's crazy. It is crazy.
I think I have one or two more. I never counted this time, so we're just going to have to stop here in a minute. This is a picture of like a Chad, but he's a Secret Service Chad. And then he's talking to old ass Captain America. The headlines, it's a picture of a garden behind them, and like a vegetable garden. And it says the USDA is now asking people to register their vegetable gardens for national databases, or for a national database. And government Chad says, register your garden. And Captain America says, no, I don't think I will. Yeah, fuck that. All right, this is my last meme for this round. And it's Eric Michael Garcia, friend of the show, Eric Michael Garcia, who tweeted, white Northerners will be like, oh my God, the South is so racist. My brother in Christ, you are from Boston. Listen, man, the North cannot, like, I used to believe this way too. I used to think the South was racist, right? Until I went to northern rural Pennsylvania. Now let me tell you something about rural Pennsylvania. It's not about North and South, man. It's about rural and urban, for sure.
Okay, I can see that.
All right, that's it for kicking off round 2. Let's see what you got for round 2, Kristen.
All right. Shit. All right. First meme up from the Grape Juice Boys on Instagram. It has a picture of Ariana Grande at some award shows. She's dressed up real nice and she's embracing Billie Eilish. And it says, Mariah Carey meets Ozzy Osbourne, 1999.
Dude, Billie Eilish does look like Ozzy Osbourne here. Holy shit.
Another one on Instagram, Boys Who Can Cook. It says, it's a picture of like 5 corn dogs on a plate out of the microwave, and it says, you're in her DMs. I am eating 5 corn dogs for breakfast. This one is a picture of a bus, and it says Bussy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
This is a weird joke, because this Bussy, in this meme, it does make sense to be Bussy, but it's often often Bussy, and it's supposed to refer to a gay man's asshole.
Oh.
So this is a joke with layers.
I love it. All right, this one is from Dark Denim 96 on Facebook. Guys, I prefer big titty goth girlfriend. Girls, I prefer big dick goth boyfriend. Guys, and then it's blinking white guy.
Mm-hmm.
This one from the Facebook page, Drug Possession Laws. It's a picture of Peggy Hill, and she's in the closet with a joint in her mouth and a lighter, and it says, when you take a moment from the kids and they walk in on you, can't you and knitting? This one is a picture of Christopher Columbus, and it says, "Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but I just came here for the gold and slavery."
Love it.
All right, last one from, I just saw this from friend of the show, Kyle Fields. It's a picture of Paul McCarthy, and it says, "R.I.P. Angela Lansbury."
Oh no. Why, that's Sir Paul McCartney. So mean.
Same jowls. They got the same jowls. Just saying.
Into round two, the irreverent round, where I shouldn't be shocked by anything from you guys anymore. On Facebook for the blind, just another reminder that candidate Mehmet Oz abused animals, including puppies, during medical stuff. And I love this response meme, which was a picture of Dr. Oz and the Wizard of Oz. And it says, "What's the difference between Dr. Oz and the Wizard of Oz? The Wizard of Oz eventually admitted he was a fraud." And Herschel Walker posts, "I love my son no matter what." Dr. Mehmet Oz posts, "I love my dog no matter what." Yes, Herschel Walker. That was, woo! Oh man, I know how dogs are voting in this Pennsylvania election coming up. Friend of the show, Jason, posts this interesting headline from boingboing.net. Woman sent $30,000 to online lover so he could fly home from the International Space Station. Quote, "Cash was demanded under the guise of rocket costs to return to Earth and landing fees to Earth and Japan."
Oh my God.
Yeah, sometimes I just like them for the headlines.
Right.
Like, man, there's a lot of lead in people's water, isn't there? There is. We should look into that.
Oh.
Friend of the show, Mo, and if you don't know Mo and haven't hugged her, she is a world champion hugger, and I love her to pieces. Anyway, she's my favorite bistro worker. And today she posted, "My customer service persona is glitching. Today, a customer asked if the bistro was open, and I went, well, you were able to walk through the doors, weren't you?" Like, to know Mo is to love Mo. And if Mo is at this point, that needed to be said, as far as I'm concerned. Speaking of HuffPo, post her response, Lizzo apparently got static from Kanye as well. In her response, Lizzo expressed her desire to stay in Canada. Quote, "I feel like everybody in America got my motherfucking name in their motherfucking mouth for no motherfucking reason. I'm minding my fat, black, beautiful business." Height. Little pinned tweet from friend of the show, Ariel Elias. Ariel, you're doing so well, and we love you so much. She says, "Tomatoes are the most patriotic plant because botanically, tomatoes are a fruit. But according to an 1893 Supreme Court ruling, they're a vegetable. And there's nothing more American than a legal decision that disagrees with science."
No shit.
Ariel Elias, of course, is the comedian that famously went viral getting a beer thrown at her by an angry couple of Trump supporters. She got actually nice write-ups all over the place. I think this one was from Rolling Stone. Tossed a beer at her and she chugged it, and it was freaking hilarious. And her next tweet was, "Thank God I'm not lactose intolerant because I am really going to milk this." I really like that one. Start following Rob Reiner if you're not following Rob Reiner. Yeah. So he says he posts this pitch for Raphael Warnock saying, "I'm going out on a limb here, but I'm guessing Raphael Warnock did not force a woman to have an abortion or threaten to kill his family." Rob Reiner. Vote Georgia Raphael Warnock. Not anyway, you get it. Matthew Crodlin reposts this story from Bridget Gabrielle, ACT Bridget, who I believe must be some kind of MAGA hat. She says, "The left hates President Trump because they're jealous of his powerful voice and intimidated by his masculinity."
Ridiculous.
And Matthew Cronin replies, as I recall, Stormy Daniels made some interesting comments about his masculinity. his voice is no more powerful than was the voice of Joe McCarthy, or the voice of Lyndon LaRouche, or the voice of Father Coughlin. Your stupid is showing. Yes. Matthew Cronin. I think I'm going to give him a follow as well. This next one's from friend of the show, JD Grieving. JD, haven't seen you in a while. You're a lovely person. He posts a definition, looks like it's a Webster tweet here. It says, let's go, Brandon. An invitation between two men to typically clandestinely perform oral sex on each other in the cab of a pickup truck. Example, hey, Jim, at halftime, let's go, Brandon. Oh, God, very Urban Dictionary font. Looked absolutely lovely. Let's see here. Wait, I'll do one more. Friend of the show, Chad Optit says, thanks, God, I'm a moron, and I wouldn't know how to open that Hellraiser puzzle box. And my friend Jennifer posted this one. It's a bumper sticker that says MILF. It has pictures of frogs with hearts, and it says, man, I love frogs. How's that for irreverent? She likes
That's actually what MILF means.
Likes frogs.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna clear these out. It takes so long to load these all up, and it takes no time at all to exit them. So, gotta say, one thing that happened this week that we haven't really talked about is in the war in Ukraine, a bridge was destroyed between Crimea and Russia. Crimea famously annexed by I almost said the KGB, but I think they're now called the Kremlin. Yeah. In 2014. So this is a really important trade route, or not trade route, supply route for Russia, for Russian troops in Ukraine. And this is a real thing. So, well, this first one is a meme. So it's 4 panels, 2 is Putin and 2 is Zelensky. Putin, and they're both on the phone. Putin has a phone up and it says, "Who's there?" Zelensky says, "Crimea." Putin says, "Crimea who?" And Zelensky says, "Crimea River." And this, I want you to know, this is a real tweet from the Ukrainian government. And they tweeted out, after they destroyed the bridge between Crimea and Russia, they tweeted, "Sick burn." While the bridge was still on fire. They tweeted "sick burn." I mean, this is like this. We have reached a new level where 2 nations actually at war with each other are also trolling each other on Twitter. I mean, like, the real war has moved to the Twitter war. It's anyway. The Boston Strategizer at Double Doink. Nope. Dual Badoink. My bad. They had 2 pictures of a slideshow. And the first one says 40 alternatives to self-harm. And then the second panel says harm someone else. It says, oh, what the hell?
That's awesome.
So unilad.co.uk says police find 44 stolen diamonds up a man's anus during routine traffic stop.
Whoa, routine where?
Right. Whoever posted it just wrote routine. And then you see the first comment says, this guy looks suspicious. Let's look up his ass. Yeah, fucking routine. Here's a picture of Beauty and the Beast, Belle dancing with the Beast. Oh. And it says, fact, Belle did not know the Beast could turn into a human. She was fully prepared to bang him as is. Yeah. Oh, this one's important because we were talking before the show. We just don't, as a show, we've neglected our audience, we've neglected ourselves. We haven't gone after Kevin Sorbo nearly enough. So here we have a picture of Kevin Sorbo on January 6th. Now, these are a series of tweets. Next to him is a man who is slowly putting on clown makeup. So the man is just putting the white foundation. Kevin Sorbo tweets on January 6th, it's happening. People are storming the Capitol in D.C. right now. He tweets after that, history is being made, ... And now we see the man has like the red lips and the eyeshadow, the rouge. He's becoming a clown. Kevin Sorbo says, to those storming the Capitol building, please be careful. Do not act like Antifa. Respect the police and know they are mostly on our side and they are simply trying to do their job. And we see a wig is being put on the clown now. And then Kevin Sorbo tweets out after that, Antifa led the charge into the Capitol building dressed as Trump supporters. And now we have the full clown. Kevin Sorbo has reached full clown. Fucking piece of shit. Zen Kai, friend of the show, Zen Kai, who says what I feel, tweets, everyone in the grocery store is my enemy and I won't elaborate. I can never pronounce Mason's last name. Friend of the show, friend of mine, Mason Menenga. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your last name. I even you say it every time on your YouTube channel, and I still fuck it up. He says, gay Christians, when conservative Christians start quoting the 6 verses about homosexuality, and it's a picture of Ron from Parks and Recreation saying, "I know more than you."
Friend of the show, Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson, friend of the show. Very important point here, though, because so often conservative Christians talk to progressive Christians like progressive Christians have never heard the conservative point of view before. Like we all weren't fucking raised and oppressed by it. Anyway, John Klimchuk says, make sure you're, hold on. It's customary to say God bless you when someone sneezes. Eric.
Oh, sorry, man. I'm making
the
fun.
moment hasn't passed. You can still say God bless you. It's not
God bless you. 5-second rule.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that unprompted, Eric. Johnny Klimchuk says, make sure you're checking your kids' candy this year. Just found a Glock in a Twix bar. There's just a picture of an actual Glock, and someone just has a couple of pieces of a Twix bar on top of it. It's so stupid. Brody H. PhD says, damn, Shoddy, you're gorgeous. Do you want to come over sometime and engage in parallel play where we both do completely different activities separate from each other, but in the same room or general area? Trash Can Paul, friend of the show. We love you, Trash Can. We're glad you're feeling better. It's a picture of Luke Skywalker talking to the astral projection of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan is saying, hey, it's me, the ghost of your old hermit friend. You should kill your dad. I only have 3 more for this round. Kelsey says, I am so tired. She's taken a snapshot of her text conversation with her father. She says, can I talk to you? Or she says to her father, can you talk real quick? And he types back, not like an auctioneer, but I can talk faster than normal if I try really hard. Some great dad joke there. This is like, it's in like, I think of this as like Saved by the Bell font. It's very 90s and it's very colorful.
Flowy.
There's a couple of pictures. Yeah, it's floating in suspended, 3D in suspended air. And there's a couple of pictures of a Sasquatch, and it says Bigfoot is real and he tried to eat my ass. And my last one for round 3, the penultimate round. It's a picture of John Lennon and Yoko Ono wearing white robes, and they are watching a maid turn down their bed. That's right. John Lennon, Yoko Ono, watching a maid turn down their bed. It says that moment when you're a working class communist millionaire, but you have to wait for the maid to finish making your bed so you can continue to imagine no possessions. I don't know if you've noticed, 3rd week in a row, I've gone after the Beatles. Fuck the Beatles, they're overrated. Over to you, Kristen, for round 3.
Woo! They are overrated.
I'm going to disagree with you both. Ha!
All right.
Make me bring wholesome pro Beatles memes next week.
I prefer the Monkees.
I got a short round 3 here.
Oh, that one made me a little ill.
Good.
Okay. All right. I got a short round 3. First one up from Cats on Cocaine. It's the meme format where it's like Offset from Migos. He's on the computer, the supervisor meme, I think they call it. There's a guy over there watching it, and it says, me Googling to see if I can give my cat some crab rangoon, and then the guy waiting is my cat. This one, it's a picture of a bird, and it's like, is it orange? Is it covered in something? But it's captioned, being labeled a gifted kid versus what I turned out to be. And then it's like a headline. It says, veterinarians treat exotic bird, realize it's just a seagull covered in curry.
Oh, yeah.
This one's from @a_slutty_Leo. It says, what two signs created you? First comment, 2 red flags.
Nice. It's one of my favorite semaphores, 2 red flags.
Right. This one's from Facebook page, Only Grunge page. It's got a picture of a grilling guy with Zach De La Rocha's face superimposed on it. Grilling in the name of, some of those who use sauces are the same that burn sausage. And then my last one.
What the fuck?
I recognize that rhythm.
Rage.
This one is from Anarchity. It says anarchists when they realize they have an organ called the prostate. It's the picture of a fluffy gray cat inside of a cast iron skillet. And it says, just light it, Linda.
By the way, Anarchity gets an instant follow from me for their name alone.
Yeah.
Anarchity,
I love that page.
Fucking brilliant name.
Very
Anarchity.
nice. Oh, is that me? Am I up?
You're up.
All right. Una segunda. Gonna be a short one. Gonna be short, round 3. That's not half as funny. That's terrible. Missed out on this post, and I'm sorry I wouldn't be doing news, and I would be remiss if I did not do this story. Chess grandmaster accused of cheating has his butt scanned before the game. We see here a picture of a man in a suit, and there's a man pointing. I don't know. It looks like one of those Ghostbuster devices, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what he's looking at, but Hans Niemann has denied rumors that he used a butt plug to defeat world champion Magnus Carlsen. So he was getting some kind of like semaphore signals via butt plug. And I had to post a link to Eddie Murphy's song because it just set it off in my head. Boogie in your butt, boogie, butt, boogie.
There's something going on with this, man. This is like a big deal to people who give a shit about chess. I don't fully get it.
Dude, somebody was, I think he was like, putting the moves into a computer and seeing what the computer had to say. And he was getting it by bzz, bzz, going off in his ass, which I think is
Was
funny.
he really though?
Can you imagine, like, you're hearing like somebody's phone's buzzing. Bzz, bzz. Well, who's in it? All right, I just got about 4 more for this round, and then we'll close out with our post with the most. It wouldn't be a really irreverent round without something from Jesus. So, in conservatives making things up and getting mad about it, we have a share from the Politburo of T. Billy Mockery. A man under an umbrella, and he has 2 signs, and one says abort Planned Parenthood, and the other says Jesus is the answer. But the way he has them arranged is a really good lesson in graphic design, because abort and Jesus are the same size. It looks like abort Jesus, Planned Parenthood.
It really does.
It's like, good on you, man. I hope you were out there for a long time, because that's like a weird Zen koan. like, but and like you could be kicking off sci-fi stories, all kinds of weird stuff going on there. All right, moving on. Super popular on my page. 4029 News at 4029 News posts bear walks into City Hall building in California, and Dragana at Dragana Corinne replies, you can't put a bear on a state flag and then act surprised when it shows up for a town hall meeting.
Stupid.
Dude, look at the silhouette. It's just like the flag. Dude, like a sign. You put up a sign, it's like you're asking for it.
It does look like the California bear.
How was your City Hall building dressed? Did it have a flag with a bear on it? Yeah.
What was it wearing?
What was it wearing? What was your building wearing? Was it? Yeah. All right. Moving on. Friend of the show, Patrick S. Tomlinson posts, quote, "He's not like that in real life," unquote. Stop. Is the internet real? Yes. Are the people on it living? Yes. Then he's like that in real life. And Slutty Snack replies, all the internet did was give him a place where he didn't have to worry about being punched in the face when he says what he thinks. And the Scottish Bay says, he's not like that in real life, just means he's not like that when there are repercussions.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly like he won't say it to your face.
No.
He's only brave behind a keyboard.
Yeah. And passed along by Feminist News. And if you're not following Feminist News, you are missing out. To my last of round 3 with booties. A picture of Governor DePenis down there in Florida in his white booties, except that in one he's dressed as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader with the white boots and white shorts and a white starred vest, and in the other they're like hip hugger vinyl boots, very drag show-esque. Those would be expensive boots. Those would be expensive.
I want to say both of these are upgrades. Whoever photoshopped this did Governor DeSantis some pretty big favors. I mean, like,
Right.
this is literally better than he's ever looked.
Yeah. It
Got
is
style
captioned
now.
from Michael Stern. When Photoshop is used for good, it is so much fun. And it was got a considerable amount of traffic on my page. And except for one more, that was about my post with the most. So throwing it back to you, Michael Mayer.
All right. My post with the most is from What Do You Know About Ska Punk? And it says, find the person who loves ska. And then there's like, I don't know, like 40 little avatars here, all different races and genders. And then it says, can't find them? That's because they live among us, looking like normal people. The only real difference is they are going to hell.
Well, welcome to hell. Here's your trumpet.
I just love it. This was like, what do you know about ska punk? Is like definitely a like ska stan page, and like just they're so don't take themselves so seriously. I love it so much. Anyway, what was your post with the most, Kristen?
My post with the most. It's from Facebook page Mary Jane. It's a picture of a nug of weed being dipped into what looks like barbecue sauce, and it says, "This vegan shit easy."
Nugs in barbecue. Damn.
Shared by Mary Jane. Perfect.
Yeah, very nice. This next one I'm hating myself for because I don't want to have to describe it, but alas, this is what I signed up for. The caption is, "You HDMI kids won't understand," and it's a picture of Vincent van Gogh and Beethoven and Stevie Wonder, and then they have RCA cables next to them, and Van Gogh just has a red and a yellow, which is a right channel and a video channel. And Beethoven just has a video channel, a yellow cable. And Stevie Wonder just has left and right, red and white cables. And this got more traffic than anything else. I think because I have audio friends. You HDMI kids won't understand my post with the most for the blind.
That was funny.
We all know, like, 3 things from music class, an art class, Vincent van Gogh only had one ear.
Yeah. All right, I think we did it, Eric.
We did. That hear you, that does now constitute a legal episode of Facebook for the Blind for October 11th, 2022. Until next time. Mwah!
Love you, George. The recording.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.